Brooklyn Bloodlines, Gioviani Goku D'Angelo. Before the Palermos, before the Wolves and the Devils crawled in from Philly and Kansas City, Brooklyn already had a name that made the streets go quiet. Gioviani D'Angelo. They call him Goku. Born in the old neighborhood, he came up when loyalty was law and betrayal was a death sentence. He wasn't the biggest, he wasn't the loudest, but he was the smartest. Calm where others shouted, patient where others lunged. Goku built his empire not with rage, but with discipline. Every move calculated, every word weighed. He was Frankie Palermo's closest ally. The two of them ran Brooklyn like kings, Frankie the fire, Goku the ice. And when Frankie was clipped outside that candy store, Goku didn't just lose a friend, he inherited a promise. He swore on that sidewalk that he'd watch over Frankie's kids. Nick, Bambi, Emily. He raised them like blood, gave him a seat at his table, kept the Palermo name alive through the storm. Flashback. The early 90s. A 16-year-old Nick Palermo, hot-headed, fists ready to fly. Goku sits him down in the back of La Tavola Nera, pours him a glass of wine, and says, "If you can't control yourself, you'll never control this city. Loyalty first, patience second, everything else comes after." Nick never forgot it. Flashback. Young Bambi, still reeling from her father's death. Goku puts a heavy hand on her shoulder, looks her dead in the eye. "You're Frankie's daughter. That means something. Don't ever let him see you bend." She didn't. Now, Goku's older, slower maybe, but sharper than ever. The streets are getting crowded. Anthony Sessa prowling. Christian's in telly, smiling his devil's smile. Rizzo buying influence with blood money. And the Bureau, they're circling too. Goku's empire is a fortress, but even fortresses crack when the enemies come from inside and out. Still, when Goku walks into a room, men stand. His voice don't rise above a whisper, but it silences the noise. He don't need to prove who he is. Brooklyn already knows. Gioviani, Goku D'Angelo, ain't motivated by greed. He's motivated by legacy, by Frankie Palermo's ghost, by the vow he made to protect the bloodline. He's the calm in the storm, the godfather who holds the pieces together while the wolves and devils tear at the gates. And in Season 2, when the streets burn and the families fracture, Brooklyn's gonna remember who the real boss is. Brooklyn Bloodlines, Season 2, coming soon.
Supreme and P9's dump truck adventures, the Alamo job. Supreme's sitting at a Texas roadhouse, smoking a cigar. A Marine whispers about a cartel stash under the Alamo. Back at the hideout, P9's got maps on the dump truck, planning their route to the Alamo. Midnight at the Alamo, Supreme and P9 arrive in the dump truck, breaking through the gate. They find a trapdoor leading to a basement filled with golden tech. Rangers demand they drop the loot, but Supreme and P9 resist, engaging in a firefight. Cartel SUVs arrive, claiming the stash. Supreme and P9 refuse to back down. P9 climbs the Alamo roof, throwing bricks at the cartel. They find an old tunnel and escape with the loot in the dump truck.
Brooklyn Bloodlines, Supreme. Kansas City made him. Brooklyn learned to respect him. They call him Supreme. Back in KC, he wasn't born into a name. He built it brick by brick. Fistfights in back alleys, hustles in smoke-choked clubs, deals made on blood-stained poker tables. Supreme didn't need nobody to vouch for him. His style vouched enough. Smooth suits, ice that glowed under dim lights, a voice that could turn a threat into gospel. KC, early 2000s. Supreme's leaning against a Cadillac, cigar hanging off his lip, laughing while two older wise guys scream at each other over territory. He don't raise his voice. He don't move. He just nods once, real slow. Argument ends right there. They saw it. This kid had gravity. When Christian Zintelli started spreading his shadow toward Brooklyn, he reached for KC Muscle. He reached for Supreme. And Supreme answered, not cause he needed Zintelli, but cause he saw the board was changing, and Brooklyn was the next crown to grab. Now he walks the borough like it's his own stage. One night, he's in Goku D'Angelo's back room, sipping cognac with the old guard. Next night, he's in Rizzo's club, letting the lights catch the gold on his wrist. Everybody's watching. Nobody's sure where he stands. That's the way Supreme likes it. The whispers follow him. KC Muscle, Brooklyn outsider, smooth killer. Truth is, Supreme don't care what they call him. Respect is his currency. Every nod, every handshake, every stare across the table, it's all proof he don't roll basic. He rolls heavy. And when Brooklyn starts choosing sides, Supreme's playing his cards calm, certain. He ain't the loudest, he ain't the flashiest, but when the smoke clears, you'll see whose chair he's sitting in. Supreme didn't come to blend. He came to run the table. Brooklyn Bloodlines, Season 2, coming soon.
They bust out of the tunnel near a river. Rangers show up in speedboats. Supreme drives the dump truck straight into the water. Thing floats like a barge, smoking but still moving. A Marine tries to steal their loot but is captured by Supreme. Cartel attempts to flank them on jet skis, but P9 blinds them with spray paint. They detonate paint cans on the Alamo roof, leaving a neon message. They crash through a police blockade, escaping the Rangers. Cartel boss corners them in a canyon, but Supreme and P9 outsmart him. They leave Texas with the gold, celebrating their success. Back at the hideout, Supreme pours whiskey into tin mugs, raises his glass. P9 cracks open a 40. They toast under the neon glow. They said, "Don't forget the Alamo. Now the Alamo will never forget us." Moral of the story. Sometimes history ain't about what happened. It's about who had the balls to make it happen. And that's the tale of Supreme and P9 taking the Alamo like it was just another street corner. If you like that ride, you already know what to do. Hit up Bambi's channel for the full saga, where the Pizzaverse never sleeps. We drop in stories, roasts, cartoons, mob tales, all of it. Every week, hotter than Nona's Sunday gravy. Subscribe, like, drop a comment, or fug it about it. You'll be the only one not in on the action. Because here in the Pizzaverse, we don't miss.